Yo, what's good? We're back with another one.
It's showtime.
As many of you will now no doubt know, this coming Wednesday, the 13th of November, in Washington, D.C., in the House Congressional Oversight and Accountability Committee subcommittee, there's going to be a special hearing into UAPs. It's entitled Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena Exposing the Truth. And hot off the press, we now know that the witness list comprises not only Rear Admiral Tim Gallaudet, but Lou Elizondo and journalist and commentator Michael Schellenberger, but also a new name, Michael Gold, a former NASA Associate Administrator, currently the Chief Growth Officer with Redwire Corporation. I wonder what he's got to say. It promises to be a fascinating day in Congress. Washington, D.C. has an interesting new mood on the subject of UAP disclosure. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of this hearing.
By the time you guys are watching this hearing will have happened.
I wonder if they've already fired up the projectors, bro.
This is the antimatter reactor, and this is where it sits in the middle of the craft. I drew these to better explain what Bob told me how the craft worked. Now, this is the craft, and the lowering spot is where the antimatter reactor is. These are the gravity amplifiers, and what happens is they shoot protons into the 115, which bumps it up to 116.
116, all right.
Which shows off antimatter, which is mixed with matter, and through a thermionic generator creates voltage out of heat. They then take, and they're able to take it up to the center of the craft and down to the sides and into the gravity amplifiers and focus on a point in space, increase the amplification that pulls that space towards the craft, that wraps around the craft, and then they turn it off, and they're instantly hundreds of thousands of miles away.
Imagine if they say they've got this kind of technology.
If they do, it's because they've already got something way more advanced, bro.
What's element 115?
Element 115 is a super heavy element. It's something that only just recently synthesized. We only made 4 atoms of it. The craft uses larger quantities of it, 223 gram little triangles of it. But it's a unique element. When it's exposed to radiation, it produces its own gravitational field, its own anti-gravitational field, and it's what's used to lift and propel the craft and create distortions around it. It's an amazing material, and it's certainly nothing that occurs here or naturally. And we ran all kinds of tests on it, everything from atomic absorption, X-ray fluorescence, and every kind of test you could possibly imagine, and bombarded it with radiation to see what effects it would have. They call that neutron activation, but it was a stable element, something we had never seen before.
And it can be weaponized, and that's kind of the issue here. If this story is all true, that can be weaponized.
Absolutely.
Again, the first thing they want to do with new tech is weaponize it.
That ain't new tech, bro. They've had it for decades.
We had Robert Kennedy Jr. on, and we had a couple companies call after that and say just stuff about him. We're not advertising on this episode. You guys need to take the episode down, What sponsor did it? Peloton was the... It was Peloton? What do they sell? Fucking bikes? The stationary bikes? Yeah, dude. Peloton sells stationary bikes, and they got a problem with Robert Kennedy. Do we have Pelotons in the gym? Are those Pelotons? I'm not you. You can film us. Yeah. My guys are going to take the Pelotons out of the gym today. All of that, dude. We're throwing them out of the UFC gym. Yeah, no, that's that. Yeah. Who the are they? Yeah, first of all. Right? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Peloton calling about Robert Kennedy.
We don't have problems with brand deals thanks to you guys. It's because of our members we're able to turn down brand sponsors.
That casserole you made was shit anyway, bro.
Archaeologists have discovered a huge ancient city hidden underground in Mexico, which may give a better understanding of the Maya civilization. Known for their distinctive temples and cities which stood for centuries, but due to factors such as war and disease, the Mayans faded into obscurity around 300 years ago. However, thanks to modern technology, including radar, archaeologists are now able to uncover civilizations in their native North and Central American countries, as Georgina Ranard explains.
Deep in the Central American jungle, the trees are hiding treasures. Radar fired from a plane peers through the canopy to search for ruins. This is in Guatemala, but archaeologists have now discovered another huge city, this time in Mexico. They're calling it Valeriana. Now, we don't have any pictures of Valeriana. That's because no one's been there for hundreds of years. I thought we'd show you what it might have looked like here in this virtual studio. This is a Mayan pyramid temple, similar to the ones that would have been found in the city. People worshipped here, brought riches like jade masks, and even buried the dead. In total, the team found almost 7,000 buildings in an area of the jungle about the size of Edinburgh. Up to 50,000 people may have lived in this area at its peak in the 9th century. Alongside houses, the archaeologists found evidence of amphitheatres, plazas, and even a sports field for an ancient ball game.
It would have been a very colorful, very lush, and I think very striking environment when we moved through. Things like palaces and temple. All of those would have been covered in lime plaster and then painted red, pink, and yellow and black. There would have been clusters of buildings where people mostly spend their time making ceramics, or mostly spend their time shaping stone tools. This part of the world, there's some evidence for marketplaces.
It took centuries, but war, climate change, and the Spanish invasion caused the collapse of the Mayans. But their descendants still live in Campeche today, and at the new site, just 15 minutes from a busy road, their ancient relatives lie beneath their feet. Georgina Ranard, BBC News.
I think they're going to find out a lot about our history by combining AI with LiDAR.
They already know our history, bro.
And you are looking at the public library in Buell, Minnesota, supposedly built in 1918. And she was supposedly built for a town of 2,000 people, which is currently 900 people, from the spring of 1917 to the spring of 1918, just 1 year. And of course, she would have a giant eagle statue on top. And we are told that this red brick and stone trim building with Romanesque style was not a quote Carnegie library, but rather funded by this little town itself because of the rapidly growing mining industry. Well, she's a beauty of a structure, and the staff was very accommodating and had the history of the building on hand to show us and answered most of our questions. Thank you again, the Buell Public Library. And what do you folks think? Was this really built in less than a year like they tell us in 1918? Please leave your comments.
It's Tartarian, bro.
They could have built that in a year. But it is odd that half of it's underground.
We may have lost the Library of Alexandria, but there is still an ancient library in Tibet with 84,000 manuscripts, 5% of which are translated. It's called the Sakya Monastery, and the Dalai Lama hid here during the Cultural Revolution in China. They hid these manuscripts in the walls, and most of them are talking about life force, consciousness, whatever you want to call the thing that gives form to us. So I looked into a couple of these, and it appears that they may be talking about plasma. That's what makes up 99% of the observable universe. Plasma is basically electrical discharge. When it interacts with magnetic objects like these ball bearings or ferrofluid, it creates the same architecture we see pretty much everywhere. The terminology they use is the rainbow light body, and it's similar to the Ka in ancient Egypt. Both describe it like the Mayans as a tool to navigate an unseen world. The Vedas in the Hindu tradition have a very detailed map of this, kind of like what we're doing with DMT. Could they be the instruction manual for what they were doing? We do know a few things though. We know that everything is energy, and that energy takes shape in everything that we see. Understanding these vibrations is a human concept that we developed over time through consciousness. We're probably at a grade school level to them, but hey, I was genuinely surprised how many people were actually interested in this. Imagine if we put an AI on the translating part.
Yeah, he's right. They should be scanning them and feeding them into AI.
And the Vatican archives.
I 3D printed my first 12-sided pyramid that is using a 1.5 scaling factor ratio. What I'm going to do next is show off how this pyramid and this plasma ball interact physically with the formation of the plasma field lines. When I'm going to simulate these plasma field lines using the 20 kilohertz Tesla coil that I have here. And the reason why this experiment works is because the plasma ball operates under 20 kilohertz frequency as well. So what you are seeing here is a demonstration of resonance and voltage amplification with the structuring of this pyramid design. Watch what happens. All right, here we go. Have you ever seen anything like that? I thought this was just a cool visualization of plasma. Just another discovery I wanted to show off to everyone that has been following this page or is new to this page. So if you enjoyed the experiment, be sure to like and share this video, and be sure to follow along for the future details of the capacitance value output of this pyramid that I have here. And if you want to get access to the STL files that I have available for all of these designs that I have been building, you're going to want to subscribe to this page. Once again, thank you to all of my subscribers and my followers for supporting all of my videos and all of my hard work that I've been putting into this page so far. Without you, I wouldn't be able to make any of this possible. So now, what I am going to be doing next is harnessing free electricity from the sky and powering the electrostatic motor with it. So stay tuned for that. Get ready. The future is now. Peace.
This guy's gonna go missing, bro.
Probably, but keep following him.
Oh my god. Look, there's a camera on the wall over there. Straight ahead. Pointing at it. Oh, we're just... Can you look at those paintings? Oh my god. Look at the size of that. Is that Charles the First, isn't it? Yeah, probably. This... I'm the god. Oh yeah. Yeah, what have we stumbled upon?
Fat man's house.
That was yes. What do you think? Yes, I'm already blown away.
The mirror. Just to see it from on your hands.
Yeah. It's gold leaf or something. Because it looks very rough. Does it come on or? Honestly, right. Yeah. Imagine this is in gold leaf. This is crazy already. It's the first one. Look at this on phone. What a look. Really? So we're stuck. Yeah, so we're stuck in this room, this brown brain. The wall bomb, yes. Well, this is crazy. I can't get over this. So there are cameras in here, as you can see about the doorway, but there I am.
We gotta do a full episode on the Rothschilds, bro.
We should probably tie him into the Royal Bloodlines episode.
They got him, man. They got him. You see these pearl necklaces right here? What do y'all think he's wearing those pearl necklaces for exactly? I don't know. Hey, bro, what I want to know is how do you go from looking like that, like me, to go and looking like this right here, man. No offense, NGK, but y'all are built about the same though, man. But he was a big muscle guy, and you're just not. So why are you wearing the pearl necklaces? I mean, from pearl necklaces to a whole bodysuit of pearls, man. I just don't. Why is that? Now, I'm no expert or anything. Get them to the Greek with the egg trick or whatever. Come on, man. Look who it is. And you got pearls, and more pearls. I mean, y'all do it for attention, or is there something more to the pearl thing? Well, let's see. So a lot of people say these beads and whatnot, pearls or whatever, have something to do with that word right there that I can't even say. This video probably won't even stay up. I can't post anything anymore that I used to post because of stuff like this right here, and I'm so vague to the point now, it's gotten ridiculous. So hopefully, free speech and all that, hopefully it'll make a comeback, you know what I'm saying?
Seems like he's reaching, mate.
Nah, bro. They use pearls for mind control.
So Beyonce and Jay-Z's daughter, Blue Ivy.
Yeah.
So now, with all the Beyonce stuff coming out, there's a bunch of theories coming out with her.
Oh, what?
So, oh my God, it's crazy. So they're saying that Beyonce faked her pregnancy. Blue Ivy was actually born from someone else, and she's supposed to be like the new leader of the Illuminati.
What?
I don't know.
Sure.
Watch, I'll show you a video. So she went out to Beyonce when she was pregnant. She went out to Wendy Williams' show.
Yeah.
She walks up to the couch.
Yeah.
And okay, I'll just show you the video. And Wendy Williams even exposes Beyonce. She even speaks up about it. That's how crazy
let me see this video.
Watch how.
Oh, her belly?
Fam, watch it again. A fake belly. Watch how. Look how it squishes in. No. Head up. What? Fam, a baby in you doesn't squish like a frisbee, fam.
No, okay, but Blue Ivy looks like. Come on, she looks like JC.
Yeah, no, but
damn. Oh shit!
Fam,
it's Wendy Williams.
Yes. And we know what happened to Wendy Williams. What happened to Wendy?
Oh my God.
What happened?
Nah, she.
It's crazy too, because I seen pictures of churches when Blue Ivy was born. Look at the sign. Beyonce had her baby. Satan is on earth.
Nah, that's crazy.
And look, people are saying Blue Ivy. Why did they name her that? For living under evil, Illuminati's very youngest. Oh, I think Beyonce wants her to be the next one in power. Like, that's how you do it.
That's true.
There's a painting.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's gonna make you mad.
Why?
Beyonce and it's very like gospel-y.
Oh.
And look, just look at it. So this is supposed to symbolize that Blue Ivy is supposed to be the next ruler of the twins, Rumi and Sir, and she's the real.
Nah, that
painting is somewhere in their
house.
Yeah, I think so.
That's kind of whack though.
Yeah, who the fuck has a painting like that of themselves?
Epstein and the rest of the Illuminati, bro.
A Dutch scientist has come up with an insane plan to dam the entire North Sea. This would turn it into a giant reservoir, or maybe even drain it. And this would be the largest mega project ever built by humanity. Hundreds of kilometers of seawall, billions of tons of material, and a total cost of $600 billion. But in the words of that scientist, we might need it. Is he right about that? Do we need this thing? Of this humongous mega project is the Northern European Enclosure Dam. It's actually the brainchild of a couple of scientists, Sjoerd Grooskamp and Joachim Schelsen. But Grooskamp is the project's figurehead. Over the last few years, he's been popping up on news channels all around the world.
Thank you for the opportunity that I may present my work here today.
This is a relatively recent idea, actually. In 2020, Grooskamp and Schelsen published a paper which outlined their plan in depth. 2 giant seawalls, the Northern European Enclosure Dam North and the Northern European Enclosure Dam South. That's a bit of a mouthful. We'll call them Need North and Need South instead. Need South would run from the coast of England down to the coast of France. That's 161 kilometers, significantly longer than any other seawall in the world right now. The 2 largest seawalls that already exist are the Seemangyum seawall in Korea, that's 33 kilometers, and the Afsluitdijk in the Netherlands, that's 32 kilometers. If you added the 2 of them together, they'd still be less than half the length of Need South. An existing project that comes closer in size is the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge. Now, that isn't a seawall, it's the world's longest sea bridge, but it's still only 55 kilometers. If you added it to the Seemangyum and the Afsluitdijk, the total length of these 3 giant projects would still fall short of need south. Here's another way to think about it. If you decided to take a ferry from England to France, the journey would take you about 5 hours. That's how long need south would be. If you rode a ferry down the length of the wall, it would take 5 hours to reach the end. And believe it or not, need south is actually the smaller of the two need seawalls. Need north would be 3 times longer at a total length of 476 kilometers. It would start in the north of Scotland, bounce through the Orkneys up to Shetland, then take a leap to Bergen on the western coast of Norway. On top of all that, there'd be a handful of other dams plugging these gaps through the fjords. In total, we're looking at more than 600 kilometers of construction work here, stretching from France via Britain all the way up to Norway. This is all sounding pretty ambitious, right? But it isn't as crazy as it sounds.
It sounds pretty fucking crazy.
It's pretty wild to think that's even achievable.
Have you seen Apple's nano microchips? This is a human hair. Now look at this. Here's a whole world, and that was just one little square. But you go inside of that one little square, and you see all these other worlds. You go further in with a microscope, and there's other worlds. And then you go further in, and there's another world inside of that world. Does this seem natural to you? And then another world inside of that. And then you zoom back out, and you see this world. Is that it? Nope. Another world. And then you zoom out, and there's another world, and then another, and then it's that little bitty square, and that's a human hair. Does that seem natural to you? No, just like this city does not seem natural. Why? Because it's a motherboard. This is a computer chip. Doesn't it look like Google Earth? Look at this. It's like, oh, we're scrolling around here, just flying in a plane above the Earth. Oh, look, there's Grandma's house. Hey, Grandma. Ah, you're not Grandma, you're a nanobot. By the way, you can't find any real pictures of nanobots, and I think the reason why is because they would look demonic. Because let's be honest, this much technology going down to the size of something that's smaller than a red blood cell is unnatural. It's weird. And look at these world's smallest sculptures that are made with nanotechnology. The Wisconsin Academy made this little mascot. To get an idea how small these are, here's one of these sculptures made by nanotechnology that's actually standing on a human hair, as if that human hair is a school bus. Now back to that human hair one more time. This is a microchip, you guys, that we're zooming into. And there's cities upon cities of technology in this little bitty chip. Now, does it seem natural to you, or does this seem like some sort of witchcraft and sorcery? Because no human hands could ever possibly engineer something of this microtude. I was gonna say magnitude, but it's tiny, so it's microtude, which is a new word, dude. I mean, let's use it. Why not? We're talking about nanotech here, dog. Let's do it.
But zooming in on a microchip video was fake.
Nah, bro, that's how small they are.
It's a shitload of different microchip pictures all stitched together. We did a really good job though, because they even masked in the reflections.
The microscopic sculptures are real, bro.
Yeah, he had a pretty dope shirt on too.
Have you guys heard about Omar Odavi? This is him on this chair. Scientists are trying to study his blood type and the metal content in his blood, because for whatever reason he attracts sea life. They don't know if it's mercury, because he does have a high mercury count in his blood, but whenever he gets close to the ocean, animals are automatically attracted to him. They don't know if it's the magnetic field, they don't know what it is, but you can see here they were trying to do a control group study where there's another guy that went on the beach in this chair and nothing came, and he sits and all these sharks come, and you can see that there's some stingrays in there. It's quite incredible. I wish that, part of me wishes that I had this ability, but it does come with its downside. He has really poor circulation to his hands and his feet, so he constantly has to have them warmed and have heat pads on them, and Everest is out of the question because they would freeze off right away, but quite cool.
That's so weird. You sure that's true?
Yeah, bro. They're trying to tell him about the E06.
But a 79-year-old Harvard lawyer says that there is a UFO base underneath this island right here. I didn't buy it at first, but then I did some more research on the island of Guadalupe, and it's suspicious as shit. The island off the coast of Baja California used to be a hotspot for cage diving with great white shark, but in 2023, the Mexico government shut it down completely, citing conservation as the reason. Before it was closed, there were reports of strange lights and strange sounds coming from this island from guests that visited to go diving with the great white sharks. Because this island is so far away from light pollution and only about 150 people live here, you can see the sky really clear, and people reported that they would see strange lights moving in strange directions or moving way too fast. But that's not it. They would also see strange lights under the water, and they said sometimes they would follow the boats or move in directions that you wouldn't see a fish do. On top of all of that, visitors report that their electronics did not work properly on Island Guadalupe. Making it even more suspicious as shit, there is a magnetic anomaly on the seafloor beneath this island. It's actually labeled Anomaly 5A. You can look it up. Scientists say that it's been there for at least 12 million years. I don't know how the fuck they know that. Not only do we have a Harvard lawyer saying that a UFO base is located underneath this island, we have a magnetic anomaly, we have visitors who are researchers and divers and fishermen and all that saying that they see strange lights above it and below it. And then on top of that, we got electronics don't work on this island. Suspicious as shit.
We should do an episode on this island.
We gotta do one on Easter Island first, bro.
There's this article that came out 1934 in the LA Times, was called Lizard People's Catacomb City Hunted Underneath Los Angeles, California.
Shut up.
This man named G. Warren Schufelt, and he had developed this X-ray penetrating technology to where he could scan different rocks and stuff. He was in LA on this hill called Fort Moore Hill, and he drilled like 200 something feet down, stuck it down, and he's like, what the heck? He's like, there's tunnels, a lot of tunnels, and really big rooms, and a lot of gold. So he went to Arizona, and he met with, his name was Little Chief Greenleaf. This Hopi elder said, what you just discovered is one of 3 lost cities along the Pacific coast. And he told about, it was this people group called the Lizard People, but they were called the Lizard People because their idol was a lizard. This was a civilization that was advanced technology-wise, that they had this chemical that they would use to basically bore out the tunnels. The Lizard People's city being amongst these certain hills that exactly line up to where this guy found the thing.
What happened to Schufelt?
They shut him down.
Every time they find something interesting, it just gets shut down straight away.
It's the Smithsonian, bro.
All right, I watched the entire 2-hour congressional UFO hearing, so you don't have to. I'm going to break down everything that happened. It started off with a bang, as 2 of the witnesses decided to do the Pledge of Allegiance instead of raising their right hand. I mean, he's even laughing about it. First up on the mic was Tim Gallaudet, and I have so many problems with what this man said, I don't even know where to start. He told the story about how he's missing emails from a UFO incident, but he doesn't realize that nobody cares. We don't want to hear about Microsoft Outlook, okay? We want pictures and videos of alien spacecraft to respectfully get off the stand. He also claimed that the best evidence of a USO that we had was from sonar data from the 1980s. Like, what are we doing here? Then we had the pleasure to listen to Lou, I can't disclose that, Elizondo. Look, Lou, I like you, man, so I'm not gonna go too hard here, but the reality is that we need more evidence from you, bro. I get it, you signed a document saying you can't talk about the crash retrieval program, so bring something else. He also casually said that the US has alien bodies, but unfortunately we'll probably never know if this is true or not because it happened before his lifetime. Then came Mr. Schellenberger, who accused the government of hiding critical UFO evidence, as if none of us have ever done that. Big nothing burger from this guy. When they asked him what he thinks these UFOs are, he's like, I don't know, which I actually respect. And then finally, we had NASA hype man Michael Gold. I honestly do not know why this guy was even there. He publicly stated that he thinks that these UFOs are either experimental aircraft or drones. Like, what? In conclusion, when all 4 of them were asked what they think UAP are, here's what each one said. Strong evidence they are non-human. Yeah, what he said, we don't know. We don't know, but we need to find out.
Yo, this dip was set these guys up for book deals and Netflix contracts.
Nah, bro, they're getting ready. But we'll have to save that for next time.
We've had a shitload of new subscribers recently. It's thanks to you guys always showing support. Thanks so much, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for everyone buying our merch. We've got some new designs dropping real soon.
And as always, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.